Hello there, I'm Brew, and this is set 71806, Cole's Elemental Earth Mech. Today, I'll be taking the set apart to build something new. My idea is to build a dragon, because that's what I built with Kai's Elemental Mech. Though this set has a few less pieces here, so might be a challenge. We'll see what I come up with. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Yeah, I think you'll agree with me when I say that this looks a bit of a mess. I was trying to bulk up the legs because the legs in the original set look a bit gappy and ugly, but I don't think it worked as it left not many parts for the body, and it looks a bit skimpy, let's say. Also, there's no way of getting wings on at the moment. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the wings, but maybe these could work with something. I mean, there's one of these left, but that's not really gonna work for wings. I guess we'll see. So the plan is to take back a lot of the bulking I've done on the legs, make them a bit slimmer, get parts to use elsewhere, and then maybe bulk up the design, make it look a bit better. The head is interesting. I don't think it's a final design, but it's probably the closest we're going to get to a dragon with what we have. So, I'm going to keep trying with this, and then I'll see you in a bit.
But wait! Before we get too deep into building this dragon, let's take a minute to look at the set that I'm using. Cole's Elemental Earth Mech, not to be confused with Cole's Titan Dragon Mech, or Cole's Mission Mech. The Dragons Rising set designers really like giving Cole mechs, huh? Anyway, this is a 235-piece LEGO set that was released in January 2024 and retired last month. It sold for £18 here in the UK, and for that price, you got a decent size of mech that is very poseable and sturdy despite lacking knee and elbow articulation. This mech is a part of a small collection of mechs where this one is unique for having a chunkier and shorter frame, but is cross-compatible with parts from those other mechs. Despite all of this, I can't help but feel that the mech is lacking in detail, where a lot of surfaces are left bare rather than completing them with some level of finesse. This is reflected in the parts included in the set, where there is a distinct lack of detailing parts, which was causing me to struggle when designing my dragon with exclusively the set's parts. Speaking of which, let's take a look at how that progress is going.
Okay, so as I said earlier, I have slimmed down the legs a bit. The feet are much smaller, obviously, but I've taken away some of the details added to the legs and changed a few things around. Interestingly, I have decided to flip this ball joint here, so rather than coming out this way, it comes down that way, which I think makes the legs look a bit better for this dragon, but it's not the way the original legs were working, and not the way they work on the set. I mean, this build makes most sense for the legs, because if you try using these joints here, which is what I used for the dragon I made with Kai's Elemental Mech, there's no way to armor them up, which is the problem I'm going to have with this tail. So, we'll see how I figure out something to do with that. But the legs are looking fine for now. I will turn my attention to the rest of the dragon, and hopefully we can create something that looks some very decent. finally got this dragon, which isn't the most sturdy thing. Well, maybe not even the best looking thing I've made either, but it's what was made with the parts available. I think it looks a bit childlike, which is why I gave the dragon some toys to play with. And maybe these can be used as weapons against the wolf masked warrior army. But as for the main dragon himself, he's got these fiery lava wings, like Cole's lava arms, with the legs being very similar to that of the official mech, though the feet are very different. The tail is long but not very articulated, as it uses those Evo joints here along the length of the tail, which makes it always look like it's swinging in one direction. The wings can flap a lot. The head are bulked up. It's got its hinging bits at the top and the bottom of the jaw, which make for a posable head. Though he doesn't have much by way of eyes, the body just broke. But the thing breaking is a little bit of a problem with this design because of the limited parts, and there wasn't much by way of snot brackets. There's lots of snot bricks, but I tend to prefer brackets for this kind of thing, because you can get them to wrap around the build for structure, whereas just having the one type of snot brick doesn't make that easy. You can see if we take Cole off here that we've got, this is what we've kind of got going on in the body. But yeah, that's this dragon. But now I'm gonna go build another old build, which I'll leave it to my future self to explain. This is set 71828, Lloyd Pullback Race Car, and as the name suggests, this is the vehicle. It's quite a cool set. It doesn't have a lot to it other than the pullback function, but it's got this cool design where it's a lot of it is Technic, but there's some system parts all over, and it's got this nice green colour scheme for Lloyd, where his swords are kept here. We also have a Dragonian warrior and two flames, and like with the Elemental Earth Mech set, I am going to turn this into a custom build. I'm thinking of a monster truck, but I'll see if my plans stay the same once I've got the pieces all laid out in front of me and I can actually visualize what something might look like with these parts. So I'm going to break this down now. And so, these are our parts. You can see there's a lot more on the Technic side of things rather than the system side, but I think we can get this working, where this is our pullback motor here. This is an important part of the original set and should be for our vehicle as well, where if we take this axle, you can see if we turn it in the anti-clockwise direction at the moment, then you let go and it twists forward in the clockwise. So depending on which orientation we put this in will depend how we get our thing to work. But we should get a good pullback vehicle going with that, where we can kind of use some of these green lift arms for a bit of that tall factor on the other side of the wheels, because this will probably be the back side of the wheels and this will be the front, either that or the other way around. And then of course put the wheels on there and it will work quite well. We've got these Technic gold parts to add some cool details, which is something like these pieces are really cool, but also hard to find good applications for. So we'll see where they fit on the model, I guess. But that's our parts. It's a bit less than there was with the elemental mech, so it might be a bit harder to come up with something, but I'm gonna give it a go and I'll be back soon.
The build process for this MOC was very different to the Dragon. Whilst Lloyd's pullback race car has a lot less pieces than Cole's elemental earth mech, its design feels a lot more complete because the choice of pieces is very efficient for the vehicle's shape. As you can imagine, this creates challenges for custom alternate builds, as it feels like there's too little useful parts for any LEGO piece category to build anything that's different to the set's original shape. However, I did manage to build something, so I'll leave it to my non-scripted self to show you that.
And so, Lloyd's pullback race car has been replaced with Lloyd's pullback monster truck. Its design is interesting. I mean, it's got a very big distance between the top part of the monster truck and the base, which gives it this like springy feel to it. But like, that was the best. Ideally, there would be less distance between the body and the base, but like with what I had, this seemed like the best thing. You can also swing a little bit back and forth, which was kind of a byproduct of the way I built this, because like there's not a lot of angled Technic parts and whatnot. Like, this would be much better on a bigger scale, but this is what we're working with. You can take this top section off quite simply, and you can see it looks a bit like a jet like this. I quite like this design actually, maybe more so than the monster truck form. But of course, that has the pullback feature. So yeah, this is that jet. Pretty cool. I didn't use either of the characters' weapons in this, and now we've taken that off, you can see the base a bit better, but didn't use any of the characters' weapons in this, but I did use a lot of the gold panels and stuff on this jet-looking thing. And you can see at the back here all the parts I didn't use, which isn't many, but yeah, that's this design. Give it over to my future self for the outro.
And so, there we have it, my two alternate builds. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they are my two greatest builds. Very far from it. However, I have challenged myself to create custom alternate builds for every Ninjago Dragon's Rising set I own, and that includes these two little ones. I still have Jiro and the Source Dragon of Motion to make alternate builds for, but I'll get to those in time. Subscribe or follow me on one of my other socials so that you don't miss those MOCs. And if for some reason you want to build either of these two things, I'll have PDF instructions releasing on my Rebrickable page soon. But that's about all I have to say. Thanks for letting me steal a small chunk of your time, and thanks for watching.